Welcome back to Evo 1. Thank you guys so much over the last few weeks for bearing with me while I got the new shop set up. Now, this shop did come at a cost to the channel. It took a couple weeks to get content back out and rolling, just due to the fact that we moved, I got sick. It was just a whole bunch of stuff at one time, but I think it was worth it. Shop tour video coming very soon, but today I want to focus on the news that was just recently announced involving Wiggle, CRC, Nukeproof, and Vetus, and all of the owners who are questioning, do they have a warranty? A few months ago, I shot a video talking about Vetus, Nukeproof, CRC, and Wiggle, and how they entered administration, they were going up for sale, and basically trying to protect themselves from being sued while they were defaulting on all of the loans and lines of credit that they possessed. Now, it was recently announced that unfortunately they did not reach a sale deal, even though they kept bragging about how many interested parties they had that wanted to buy it. But interestingly enough, there is a rumor floating around that Mike Ashley of Fraser's Group and owner of Evans Cycles actually bought the name and the IP for the brands. So pretty much got the deal of a lifetime. However, this really isn't great news based on past performance. Now, really quick, if you've not seen this video, please pause this right now, go watch that so that way you've got a little bit more context and can follow along. But essentially, whenever Mike Ashley comes in and buys up a brand, it's not good for it. Take a look at Muddy Fox, for example. Muddy Fox, they used to be great. Dottie from GMBN, Global Mountain Bike Network, used to talk about how great they were, rant and rave about the brand. They got bought by Mike Ashley and Evans Cycles, and essentially now they just put the Muddy Fox name on any bike-shaped object they can possibly find. I don't want to try to sound like I'm trying to pull punches here, but I have to also be a little bit more reserved as well as eloquent because we aren't a big channel. I don't have a bunch of sponsors paying me a bunch of money to do things. So to offset that and to make up for what I'm about to say here, if you could subscribe to the channel and, help that monetization, I would really greatly appreciate it because I'm a little bit too frustrated to not say what I gotta say. Now, what happened here is Rene Benko, billionaire, didn't give a damn about the bike industry, went in, bought up these brands, and turned them to crap. He went under investigation, and that's essentially whenever all of this happened. Couldn't afford to keep the business afloat, and quite honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if there was some corruption going on. Okay, I can't say things because I don't want to get sued. But the other reality here is Mike Ashley is a guy who has a proven track record of not caring about brands and just burying them anytime he acquires them. They have a reputation, the Fraser's Group, for going after brands and companies who are in administration. So they're bottom feeders. They do not care about the brands. I do believe that since we saw GT pull out of Dick's Sporting Goods recently to focus on building their brand back up and rebuilding their name, I would not be surprised if Fraser's Group, Evans Cycles, whoever they're going to go underneath now, wants to say, hey, well, we need an opportunity to come back into the US and we need distribution again. I would not be surprised if in the next 12 to 18 months, we don't see Nukeproof, Vetus, and Wragley sold at Dick's Sporting Goods. But overall, I just want to say that this is a prime example of why we should not let in the bike industry. They ruin it for everybody, and it sucks because all of these owners who went out, saw these social media influencers who are massively paid, just like GMBN, GCN, who are paid huge sums of money to promote these bikes, have no warranty. Fraser's Group, Mike Ashley, they don't have to honor anything. They don't. It's changed hands. So all these people who can go out, snap a chainstay, or snap a top tube, which they're kind of known to do, they have no recourse. And now those people who said, oh, well, what's the best budget mountain bike? Because I'm pretty sure that was probably a video title by multiple people. They went out, they bought the bike that was recommended by those people, and they're screwed. So now, the last thing that I want to do here is create a run on parts, or I just don't think that that's going to be good. But I would. I don't think it's a bad idea. I don't think it would be a bad idea to go pick up some more derailleur hangers if you're on like a V1, V2 Scout, because those are proprietary to the bikes. Same thing with, I think there was some headset cup stuff that went on, as well as chainstays would probably be a good thing to buy if you can buy those independently. I just have this weird thing where if I can't get the proprietary parts for a certain bike, I don't like to own it unless it's something retro or nostalgic or unique that I just don't ride much. And when I do ride it, I don't ride it hard. So like this 2020 Patrol, I can still get my chain stays and seat stays, as well as that horse link, rocker link, or whatever, or just upgrade to a Cascade. But the moment I can't get those parts, I'm gonna get rid of that frame and swap to something different. So it is what it is. I don't like to own outdated stuff because it sucks whenever you need it to work and you don't have it working. So one thing here, I don't necessarily think that you are screwed if you are a nuke-proof Vitas or Ragley owner. Now, what I think you should probably look at doing is look at the market value, kind of gauge it. I think right now prices are probably going to drop. They just are. There's going to be a lot of people that want to dump those bikes, but also a lot of the time you can just swap the frame and a few other small parts, and that's a lot cheaper of an option than just going out and buying it complete, and a lot of the time you can get a pretty badass frame. So look at that as an option. But the other side here is, I don't want to necessarily call out any specific social media influencers who pushed and peddled these bikes, but I personally don't have a lot of pull with this channel. Not yet, at least. Hopefully, maybe in the future we do. So please subscribe so we can show these brands why we matter. The people who actually care about cycling and aren't just going to go say, this is the best trail bike, or the best trail bike under $2,000, or whatever, dream bike. So on that subject, I really do wish that a lot of these channels who went and pimped and promoted these brands and told you to go buy these bikes if you are an owner would actually go try to partner with their latest and greatest sponsor and offer some sort of trade-in program, or maybe even go back to the people who paid them in the first place and say, hey, remember all that money you paid me? Here's it back. I want you to buy these people out of their bikes, because I think that's the right thing to do. If you promote a brand in general, if you look at where the word originates, is something you represent. So being an influencer and representing a brand, you cannot push and promote stuff to people who trust you and loyally follow you and care about your opinion, and then just go say, hey, well, sorry, you're screwed because my opinion changed. That's not very fair. I actually think that it would be very interesting, and I do have future plans to actually start my own bike parts company, and that is something that I've been working on behind the scenes for quite some time now. So I do have plans in the future that I would love to turn that into some sort of nonprofit, and if I were in a position to do it, I would probably offer some sort of buy-in, buyback program or trade-in program, some way that I could then pick up these bikes and these frames, assemble them, and then go give them to people who cared, because first off, that's actually a write-off, and that's really good marketing. So maybe there's a brand out there who's trying to get their name out, they've got a huge marketing budget, maybe that's something that they might want to look into doing. If you are a brand and you want to talk about something like that, hit me up. Seriously, I'm interested in it. But overall, I don't think you're necessarily screwed, but I definitely would start looking at what does your future with those bikes look like. With that being said, I really hope that we can possibly see some sort of future play out with Vitas, Nukeproof, Ragley, CRC, and Wiggle, but unfortunately, it doesn't appear to be the case. So for those of you out there who are owners, fear not. I think you're not in a bad position. I think that there are definitely some opportunities out there, but actually kind of talking through this with you, I got some ideas. I'm going to make a few phone calls once I hop off this video stream. But in the meantime, again, like, comment, subscribe, do things to help this channel out so we can, again, show people that cycling matters and people actually care. And I don't know, that's all I got for you. But I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video.